It's been the home of the Chiefs since 1972. GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Here's Harrison Butker out there to get this thing started. And off we go here on Monday night. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10. Right to the air from the 30 on the first play. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll run with the rookie out of Florida. He'll manage only a couple. Leo Chenal, the linebacker, there for the tackle. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. He's got his man. That's down. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. And think back to our conversation with this coach.
Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And this is taken in by the defense.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
43! 43! Hold on these two. Hold on these two.
On 2nd down, Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
A loss of 13 yards brings up 3rd down.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Yellow. Hey, 57.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Oh, the coverage was great. They gave him no room to operate and made him pay for catching the ball. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. The drive begins with a run by White. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Another run here with White. And that'll give them a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and accuracy on those intermediate throws. I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from it.
He gets this one to Tucker. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Now they'll set up to throw. They'll set up the screen to White. On the move, past the 40. And he'll be taken down.
The relationship between the back and the offensive lineman is now the key for the run after catch. You want to make sure those linemen don't get too far down the field where they can't help protect the back. So once the running back catches it, there's a go-go call. Now everyone knows it's time to go downfield. The running back falls in behind them, and that's the landmark of the screenplay.
And nothing on that one back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. That one caught by Tucker. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete. Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still...
To the goal line and in! Xavier Gibson. Touchdown, Raiders. Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. His kick is good. And the Raiders have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Hey, Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday. Where's that?
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That's caught. It's Xavier Worthy. And he will have this at midfield, forced out of bounds there. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down. They go play action with Mahomes. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going, and for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their second sack, and we're still here in the first quarter.
That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake, and you're not going to get away with it at this level. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
They'll run over center with White. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. A big-time play for Vegas. 37 yards.
The most valuable real estate on the field, Mike, that every offense is trying to attack is the middle of the field. So when you have a tight end who's as good as this guy and you can get vertical down the middle, man, that is a nightmare for these defenses to deal with.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. The tight end going in motion to the left. On the give, it's Mitchell. And he'll take it down inside the 20. A run into the red zone, a pickup of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run it straight ahead with Jenkins. And he'll be near the first down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Mitchell. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal. Some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line.
A huge advantage to red zone offense is the ability to run the ball. In this case, I thought he was going to score. He takes it all the way down inside the 2. Sets up 1st and goal.
2 yards from 6 points. It is 1st down and goal. They'll run with Mitchell. Good blocking, and he's in. Peyton Mitchell. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
This returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Drive will start on the ground. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Yellow. Right side.
First down throw. Mahomes. Got a man. That's Rashee Rice. They're going to work this down inside the 45.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
The right side to Olave. Second and 7. Mahomes quickly out to Rice. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Yellow.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. He gets that to his big target, Bant. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
This is like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
And this time they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's second down.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
43.
Mahomes now to throw on second down. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chiefs are on the board. It's now 14-7. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. They'll start this on the ground. And here's White. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. Here's Jacobs, and he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
And And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll return to Arrowhead after this. Here's 2nd and 6.
Yellow.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. This one complete to his tight end Fant. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
A pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Chiefs first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Hey, 43.
Throwing is Mahomes. He'll check this down to the running back. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Here's the punter now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And this will work out well. Touchdown by the special teams unit right at the 10-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. A give, and here's White. And slim pickings there to about the 12-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Now timeout Vegas. That is their 2nd. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll keep it on the ground here again. And they're going to get him down right at the 25. Now the Raiders going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1. From the gun, here comes Jacobs. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4. But usually that's a holding penalty. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
Raiders 14, Chiefs 7.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback.
Yellow. Right side.
On first down, it's Mahomes. They'll try to set up the screen here. From the 35, it's first and 10.
Fire down these two. Fire down these two. Right side.
Throwing is Mahomes. He'll go underneath here. The running back out of the backfield. Whoa. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. Here's first and 10.
Right, right. Right side.
Now, Mahomes. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
A gain of 1 brings up third down and 9.
Third down and 9.
Yellow. Right side.
Mahomes. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Chiefs are back within 4 at 14-10. After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick throw here is complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Down the sideline to the 20. And he's going to take this all the way home. Touchdown, Vegas. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And, Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Yellow. Hey, 15, 15, 15. Right side.
RPO. They throw it to Rice. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Motion man is Rice. On play action, it's Mahomes. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
On third down, Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. Oh, how about the coverage there? Met and dropped before he can get a return going. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Third and long. He'll drop to throw. Trying to make a play out of the pocket. Couldn't do it. It's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
So this was a great stress test for this defense, Mike. Everybody prepares to defend a quarterback from within the pocket. But how do you defend that quarterback when he breaks the pocket? In this case, watch everybody flow. Everybody stays with the play and maintains their assignment. They get rewarded for a chance at the interception, and he comes through with the pick.
Easy.
A first down throw for Mahomes. Connecting with the tight end. That's Fant. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
You look middle here, and there's Olave. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Give them a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Now back at the 4 for 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6.
It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal. Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Jaden Hicks on the tackle. They face second down and 7. They'll go again with Mitchell. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Isaiah Simmons comes up to end that one. There's a third down and 4. They'll look to throw. And this ball incomplete on third down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22.
Hero 15.
To throw is Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Now, after the interception, we have an injured player to look at. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On the handoff, it's Mitchell heading right. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. Here's a 2nd and 6. They send the tight end in motion. On 2nd down, Jacobs. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Now they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
First and 10.
Yellow.
Now a give on the ground. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Linebacker Fred Warner brings him down. Here's 2nd and 9.
Yellow. 15, 15. 15, yellow, 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 yellow. High.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Now he'll air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive. Instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. Back to throw. He'll get this complete to Gibson. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back with more. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it over center with Mitchell. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. He'll look to throw. He gets this one to Tucker. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back. Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And a nice tackle in the open field limits the game to only 1. Been a good drive, but they need to convert here on 3rd and 5. And he's in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Raiders. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Yellow.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Open man down the field, it's Olave. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 32 yards. That's good.
First down throw, Mahomes. He's to the 15. And he's going to be brought down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and The age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line. Now a 3rd and 2. And it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Yes, he does. 1st and goal coming up. Here's a run. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Touchdown, KC. That his 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. The extra point by Butker is good. And the Chiefs are able to edge a bit closer. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Now a toss left side with Mitchell. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Here's Mitchell. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. He gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Running is Mitchell. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Another run here with Mitchell. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the first down, you get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on fourth down.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders will extend their lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
This is 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Pack. That's 3. Third time tonight he's been intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.